Hi, and welcome along to Smoke Training. In this episode, we'll take a look at creating a new edit sequence in Smoke 2013. We'll explore the new sequence menu, what Smoke does when you edit your first clip to the timeline, and a quick tip for maintaining your sequence settings. Let's get started and create a new editing sequence in Smoke 2013. First, let's create a new folder to store our edit sequences so we keep things organized in the media panel. Right-click on the dark grey Media Library title bar at the top and choose New Folder. The new folder is created and it switches to edit mode so you can retitle the folder straight away. For example, let's call this folder Edit Masters. Hit Return to confirm the title. You can create a new edit sequence directly inside the folder by right-clicking on the folder title and choosing New Sequence. This brings up the new sequence creation dialog box. Here is where we determine the settings of our new sequence. Start by naming your sequence here at the top. Now make sure all the settings match that of the majority of the media you'll be editing with. By clicking the reset button at the bottom, it will make the new sequence settings match the same resolution you used when creating your project. In this example, I'll set the resolution to 1920 by 1080. Click Create when you are done. Let's make the media panel full width so we can check out the sequence settings. As you can see, it displays the sequence settings as 1920 by 1080, as we specified. Now, the most important thing to be aware of when editing your first clip into your new sequence is that Smoke will automatically adjust the sequence settings to match that of the source clip. Let's drag a clip down to the timeline to see what happens. Unlike FCP7, which displays a dialog box asking whether you want to change or keep your sequence settings, Smoke gives you no warning at all. As we can see in the media panel, the sequence settings now match that of the first clip we dragged to the timeline, which in our case was 720p. With pre-release version 1 of Smoke 2013, there is no way to edit the sequence settings after you've created it. Hopefully, Autodesk will address these issues in a future release of the software. In the meantime, how can we prevent this from happening? Here is a way. Create a generated source like a solid color that matches your sequence settings. Edit this as your first clip into your sequence. And as you can see by inspecting the details in the media panel, your sequence settings stay correct. Now right-click this sequence and choose Duplicate. Give it a new name such as 1080p Sequence Template. When you need to create a new sequence, simply duplicate this template and give it a new name. When starting a new sequence with this template we created, simply perform a replace edit to drop your first clip over the top of the color generator we placed at the start. Your sequence settings will now stay correct. Just a few things to remember for pre-release version 1 of Smoke 2013. Smoke will not alert you if it changes the sequence settings. In this version of Smoke, you cannot modify your sequence settings once it has been created. We can get around these issues by creating a sequence template with a generator that matches your sequence settings and replace it with your first shot. That brings to a close this episode of Smoke Training. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned for future episodes of Smoke Training that provide you with short, clear tutorials to get you up to speed on the basics fast.